lose 6-4 to the Colorado Avalanche. 6-4. Again, another game without defense and a high-scoring affair 80s style hockey. But all the goals pretty much came in the third period minus the second period, with 2 of them going in. The Hawks put up all their goals in the final period of play, coming down to the final seconds of play. But the Avalanche, being the Avalanche, always beating the Blackhawks for some god unknown reason, happens again. This is the final time the Blackhawks and Avalanche meet for the season. Thank God. Because holy crap, we could not beat them. We cannot beat the Avalanche. The Avalanche are the Stanley Cup favorites. They will most likely represent the West in the Cup final this year. I'm saying it right now. They are that good. They remind me a lot of the 2013 Chicago Blackhawks and how they play hockey. They could go down a star and they don't have to worry about it. Their team is an all-star roster, basically. And the Avalanche show why the Hawks are a rebuilding roster this year. This game, the Hawks probably had their best offensive production all season. The goals may not have shown it in comparison to last game, putting up 8 goals against Detroit, but tonight, the Hawks managed to put up 4, but the 4 goals came by 2 players in tonight's game. I do think the 4th goal might get changed overnight when they get more review on it, because the 4th goal for the Hawks, there was a scrum up front of the net, basically. It was a loose puck, and the Hawks were just trying to shove it in, and I swear I thought Gustafsson got it, but it wasn't that way. The Hawks, without their main face-off player this year, and Jonathan Toews, our captain, being on concussion protocol, the Hawks actually did well at the face-off dot. They went 53% at the dot. That's good. The Hawks managed to win at the dot. They knew they needed to step up at the center position, and they did. Because last time we played Colorado this week in Colorado, the Hawks were god-awful at the dot. The Hawks had a season high in shots tonight. 43 shots on net. The Avalanche, though, they only had 27. In comparison to the Hawks' quality of chances were higher than the Avalanche, but the Avalanche are the Avalanche, and they have the best offense in hockey. You cannot deny that. They are the best offense in hockey, and they showed it again tonight. They don't have to put up all the shots on net to show they have the best offense in the league. So, this game also was very physical. We saw a lot of hitting from the second period on. It was a lot of hitting. There was a fight. It showed these two teams hate each other. But the Hawks, being the Hawks, and how they are a rebuilder, show they are not ready to compete against the Colorado Avalanche. That's why I have to say. So, since there was a total of 10 goals in tonight's game, let's get into the goals of the game, shall we? In the first period, the Hawks controlled all play. They were moving the puck well, getting the opportunities off, but Pavel Francouz, who shut the Hawks out on Monday night, was showing again to shut the Hawks out tonight, as he faced 11 shots from the Hawks, and there were high-quality chances that the Hawks were throwing on net, and they were pressing. They were moving the puck well, getting the opportunities off. No goals in the first period, though. Avalanche only had 6 shots on net. We do go to the second period, And the second period is where the Hawks bite themselves in the foot. Because 12 seconds into the period, Calvin DeHaan throws the puck right over the glass, delay a game, power play for the Avalanche. And the Avalanche capitalize on an early period power play. At 1:15 in the second period, Gabe Landeskog with his first of the night, 17th of the season, assisted by Makar and Gerard to make it a 1-0 Avalanche lead. Where did we see this story happen? Oh, just about 4 nights ago in Colorado. Avalanche had a power play. They capitalized on it. They were moving the puck well. So, the Avalanche got a power play. They did it, and now they have the momentum. This period was all Colorado. And it just showed the Hawks were not ready for it. So, the Avalanche have the lead, and they continue the press. They move the puck well, get another opportunity off. As Alex Newhook got on the board to make it a 2-0 lead, but Derek King and the Blackhawks coaching staff challenged it for offside. And, well, the refs didn't have to look long, and they determined no goal. So it remains 1-0. And right there, after that, the Hawks gained a little momentum. They were coming in, putting some pucks on Francouz. And then the chippiness happened. Brandon Hagel drops the gloves with JT Comfort to make a good fight out of it. They were battling hard, and then Hagel made a hit on Comfort, and Comfort got ticked. They dropped the gloves up front of the Hawks bench. Hagel got a good few punches in, same with Comfort. But Hagel then comes off the ice and tries to pump up the Hawks fans. And I felt like it did. The Hawks were with a little bit of momentum, but it didn't last long. They were battling hard, hitting hard. Murphy laid a big hit on Rantanen, and then the Avalanche gained some momentum after the big hit that Murphy laid. So at 16:04 in the second period, JT Comfort makes it a 2-0 lead for the Avalanche, his 8th of the season, assisted by Jost and O'Connor, to make it a 2-0 lead with 4 minutes remaining in the second period. Later on in the period, Patrick Kane gets called for a hook, and he goes to the box, has to serve that penalty in the third period because there was like 5 seconds left when the whistle was blown for the delay penalty. So we go to the third period. Avalanche on a power play, fresh ice, and what do? They score on it. At 1:16 in the third period, pretty much the same time in the second period, Gabe Landeskog again with his second of the night, 18th of the season on the power play to make it 3-0 Colorado. Landeskog up front of the net. It was a shot from Rantanen. It went off of Landeskog's chest and into the net. Nothing you could fault on Fleury, but the goal scoring starts here. This is where we see the goal scoring. Because as soon as that power play happened, Hawks win a faceoff. They go up the ice. And at 1:38 in the third period, scored by number 38, Brandon, the Bagel, Hagel. His first of the night, 12th of the season. Assisted by number 5, Connor Murphy. And number 17, Dylan Strome, to get the Hawks on the board. And this sparks momentum for your Chicago Blackhawks. The Hawks are now down by 2, but we start sparking. Because This shot from Murphy from the blue line. It was a tip in by Hagel up front of Francouz, and we now have finally got a goal past Francouz since meeting him Monday night where he shut us out. So Hagel's on the board for the Hawks, and we are not done scoring yet because at 2:18 in the third period, scored by number 88, Patrick Kane. His 10th of the season, first of the night, assisted by number 56, Eric Gustafson. And number 17, and number 4, Steph Jones, to get the Hawks within one. Kaner tips in a shot that was basically a rush shot with Gustafson and Kane going up the offensive zone. Gus shoots it. It was tipped by Kane, past Francouz. We're within one. It's 3-2 Avalanche. But the goal scoring is not over, but this time it goes back in favor for the Avalanche. At 2:54 in the third period, Alex Newhook gets his goal that got taken away from him back in the second period for his 10th of the season, assisted by Kadri and Burakovsky to make it 4-2 Avalanche. So in a span of 100 seconds in the third period, we had 4 goals. 2 for the Avalanche, 2 for the Blackhawks. The Hawks managed to get it within 1, but the Avalanche were able to get their lead back. And so we go on in the scoring. The Hawks were pressing more. The Avalanche kept the momentum going. Hawks managed to get on the board again, and this comes later in the period, and this is at 14 minutes in the third period, scored by number 88, Patrick Kane. His second of the night, 11th of the season, this time assisted by number 17, Dylan Strome, to make it a 1-goal game again. It's 4-3 Avalanche. Kaner gets on the board very patiently up front of the net. Strome shoots past the puck over to Kane in the slot. Kane just stick handling up front of Francouz to get Francouz to bite, and he does. Patiently gets it over Francouz's glove side. Hawks now within 1. But the pressing happens more because Hawks pull their goalie and Marc-Andre Fleury. We pull Flower, and well, I thought it was offside, but then they showed the review. It doesn't count as offside because Rantanen kept his skate in. So this happens. Landeskog throws the puck up to Rantanen. Rantanen tried to get it on net. It goes off the boards. Rantanen gets a rebound off the boards and throws it to Kadri, and Kadri buries it to make it a 5-3 Avalanche lead. They get their 2-goal lead right back at 17:58. And, well, the Hawks do it again. They pull Fleury, and we press and get on the board again. At 18:31 in the third period, scored by number 38, Brandon the Bagel Hagel, for his second of the night, 13th of this season, assisted by number 56, Eric Gustafson, and number 88, Patrick Kane, to make it a 5-4 Avalanche lead. This goal was a weird one. The puck was loose up front of Francouz. Hawks had about 4 players in the slot trying to push the puck in the net. You couldn't really tell who got the goal from the camera angles. I thought maybe Gustafsson got it, how it was reacted, but they counted it towards Hagel. So, Hawks get within one once again, but this time it's not enough for a comeback. Because Hawks pull Fleury, and at 12 seconds remaining in regulation time, Cale Makar gets the puck in the defensive zone and roofs it, and it goes right into the net to make it a 6-4 Avalanche win. Am I mad the Hawks lost? Yes. Am I mad that the Hawks got swept by the Avalanche? Yes. But I do have to admit, the Hawks tonight in the third period battled. They came in and battled. This game, the Hawks offensively, they were moving the puck well, generating chances. They just, in that second period, bit themselves in the foot. That's basically what happened. The second period cost them because, think about it. If the Hawks were able to play some defense in the second period, the game could have remained 0-0 going into the third period. Fleury looked good going in, and then the Hawks just bit themselves in the foot, and it led to Avalanche winning 6-4. This game, the Hawks battled, but it wasn't enough. They put up a total of 43 shots on net, which is impressive in itself because it's a season high for the Hawks. But it's just frankly not enough for your Chicago Blackhawks. Because in the first period, the Hawks outshot the Avalanche 11-6. Then the Avalanche in the second period, as I said, controlled play. They outplayed the Hawks 13-9 in favor for the Avalanche in the second period. Third period, it was all Blackhawks, but they allowed 4 goals in that period, and 2 of them were empty netters. The Hawks outshot the Avalanche 23-8 in that third period alone. Tonight, the Hawks offense showed that they can get something going, and they tried to battle back. I'm mad the Hawks got swept by the Avalanche. I'm happy we don't have to see that team at all the rest of this season. Because, man, I hate playing against the Avalanche. It's just near impossible for the Hawks to win. So, down in the comments, I want to hear what your thoughts were on tonight's game. What you saw that you liked from the Blackhawks. Because right now, we know it. The Hawks are not going to make the playoffs. They basically think they can, but realistically, let's be honest, the Hawks are not going to be a playoff team. We need to see some sparks from this team. And, well, we saw it in the third period that they can battle back. They couldn't manage to tie it at all, but they were battling hard to come and force this game, to tie it up. They couldn't do it, but tonight they went up against one of the best and they battled hard. I honestly want to hear what your favorite parts of what you saw from the Blackhawks were tonight, because honestly, that's what I'm saying. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, it sucks that we're are this bad of a team because the start of the season basically dug us into a black hole. But most of all, let's go Hawks.